Part 1, Ramayan Analysis. Hello everyone, my name is Lalchan Rampersad. I am here to present a research titled Ramayan Analysis. But first I want to thank authorities of Sankhya television for permitting me to present this research. This topic on Ramayan is very popular among Hindus, so viewers should not have any difficulty in following research from Ramayan. This is an opportunity for viewers to refute my claims, and that includes pundits. It is also a test to check knowledge of Hindus on Ramayan. Most references of this research are quoted from Ramcharitamanas. Book did not provide verse numbers. I will provide page and verse numbers. To follow research, you can view chart number 42, this chart here. Entity Brahma. It's entity Brahma. Definition for entity. An entity is an organization that has an identity, that which is separate from its members or partners. 350 members assembled to construct an entity titled Brahma. The 350 members constructing an entity Brahma. Entity Brahma appoints 5 gods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Varuna, Agni, Saraswati, Aranyani, and Manasa. 5 gods equals to 378 forms. Right. King Dasarat. Everybody know about King Dasarat in Ramayan. Well, King Dasarat is who organized the 350 forms. It is mentioned in the book there as 350 wives. It is the 350 of them organized themselves to construct the entity Brahma. So that's what you have, the entity Brahma, with 350 members or 350 forms. They give to Varuna on page 590, verse 6 of Ramcharitamanas, 18 forms. Agni, 175 forms. Saraswati, 10 forms. Aranyani, 44 forms. And Manasa, Sumitra, 131 forms. That can be calculated, it's in the book there. And that is on page 133, verse 3 and 4. Page 59 and page 59 present the 18 forms and 10 forms here. Okay? 590, I mean. Total 378 forms. Total 378 forms. 3 women, 4 sons here now. 3 women delivered 4 sons. This is 4 subsidiaries. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of entity Brahma. There's 4 entities here, identified as 4 sons. Shatrughna, Lakshman, Ram, and Bharat. Now, this organization that was constructed, there was a purpose for that organization. Page 117, verse 9 of Ramcharitamanas. Brahma appoints 4 entities, these are the 4 entities, to bring Brahmans under control. I will repeat. Page 117, verse 9, Brahma appoints 4 entities to bring Brahmans under control. Okay? Why they want to control these Brahmans? Let's see. And who are the Brahmans? We have to identify them in a later chapter. Right? From page 113 to 121 presents a 14,000 years journey. It presents a 14, that's from 0 here to 14,000 years. Mission of 14,000 years to control Brahmans. This is the purpose of this expedition, or what we would call journey. Now first we're going to deal here with Ram's appointment. This is from Ayodhya Kanda, right? So page 280, you'll get Ram was appointed on journey into forest. Ram's journey is 14,000 years. Page 286, verse 6, Ram exiled into forest. The forest is here. This is the forest here. Okay? Page 289, verse 3, Sita is Sita to accompany Ram into forest. That is Sita here. Yeah. Sita is to accompany Ram into forest. Right. Page 312, verse 5, Sita. Bear in mind, Sita is not a human being, and is not a woman. Sita is manuscripts. Over here, you will see manuscripts here. That is made from this tree, and there was the two popular trees, Palmyra palm tree and Talipot palm tree. So Sita is manuscripts. Sita is not a human being. Okay? Page 312, verse 5, Sita, manuscripts, must return to Ayodhya. So they're carrying Sita into the forest, but they must return back to Ayodhya with Sita. That is the manuscripts. Right? So we're going Lalchan appointed now. Appoint Lalchan. Page 303, Ram, Sita, Lalchan appointed. It's showing Ram, Sita, and Lalchan appointed in that verse. Right? They show 3 of them leaving to go to the forest. Right? And page 307 presents 14,000 years for that journey into the forest. This is the journey. Bharat and Satruga. We're going to deal with them now. Them appointments. Page 370, verse 6. Both journey to Lanka. Both of them is journeying to Lanka. At the same time, eh? This is 2 brothers on journey. Page 393, Bharat on journey. Bharat, particularly, is on journey to persuade Ram to return to Ayodhya. Right? So he is on this journey to persuade Ram that has left to return back to Ayodhya. Right? Page 404, verse 4, Bharat saw Lalchan and Ram on the journey. All right, we're moving on now to part 2. And part 2 is dealing with 7 entities on the journey. And the 7 entities are, this part is based on 7 entities on journey from zero to 8,000 years, right? So we will just put it 8,000 years, maybe somewhere just under this sign here, Earth, okay? So the 7 of them is Ram, Shatruga, Ravana. Ravana included in this journey. Sita, Lalchan, Bharat, Lalchan and Bharat. And also Hanuman. Now you have to be able to identify these characters. Otherwise you'll never be able to understand Ramayana. Hanuman is the author of the Ramayana. Okay? Later on I'll present the verses that refer to that. Now Ram's appointment from 0 to 14,000 years, that is time from Ayodhya Kanda. Now from page 252 to 263, Ram and Lalchan on journey. That is time, 8,000 years. So they arrive around 8,000 years there. Ram received news of Bharat coming to meet him. At 8,000 years, Ram received news that Bharat is coming to meet him. Okay? Shatruga and Bharat on the journey, right? Page 380 to 399 presents 8 days, 8,000 years. So both of them approaching to 8,000 years. Shatrughna and Bharat were on journey to meet Ram at 8,000 years. And to have Ram return back to zero. Now Ram is on time. Time cannot return. So both have joined Ram on time of 14,000 years. Time, Ram is coming from Kausalya, that's his mother, which is Agni. And Agni is time. So time cannot reverse. So they're continuing onto the 14,000 years journey. We're looking at Ravana's journey here now. Right? Page 452 presents a total of 8 days. This is Ravana. Right? Page 453, Bharat and Shatrughna request to Ram, time, Agni, to return to Ayodhya with 5 members. Only 5 of them are reached the 8,000 years. So Bharat is organized this 5 members and is requesting of Ram to return. Page 453, 5 members agreed with Bharat. Page 453 also, Ram will reply in time. He did not give a direct answer. Sita's journey. We're going to Sita's journey now. Remember, Sita is manuscript, so they are taking Sita, so Sita is on the journey. Now, page 458 and 460 presents 8 days also. So all of them heading to 8,000 years. Page 461, Bharat and Shatrughna assembled 4 others to continue journey for 8,000 years, from 8,000 years. Lalchan, Ram, Rama, Sita, and Ravana. All 6 members met at 8,000 years. Page 461, Ram, time, cannot return to zero. Page 461 makes another reply. Time have forcibly diverted the mind of such crafty fools. That is what the verse is saying, meaning Bharat understands that time cannot reverse. Ram must complete journey of 14,000 years. He must reach down to 14,000 years. 8,000 years. You're looking at it around here, right? The request for Ram to return to Ayodhya means that entity Ram is Hindu exiles, were ordered to return to India at 8,000 years. Bharat took Ram's sandals and requested him to return to Ayodhya and assume the throne. However, Rama, bound by his father's promise and his own sense of honor, refuses to break the exile vow. Entities. This research of Ram and Bharat present an opportunity to understand entities. If you don't understand entities, you cannot understand the scripture. Anybody who does not understand entities, you can say they don't know anything about any other them scriptures. Members Ram and Bharat who left India at 13,500 BC cannot be same members at 8,000 years later. That alone will tell you that Ram cannot live for 8,000 years. So it's the entity, members of the entity that are meeting there. Last video I talked about the pyramid. The same with the pyramids. It cannot be Khufu's son 3,000 years later who built second pyramid. Hindus were masters of entities. Verses may be in sequence, but timelines are far apart. You must have knowledge on timelines to understand scriptures. If not, you are lost. Part 3. Now, we're going with objects after 12 years. We're taking up the journey now from 12,000 years. Yeah. 12 years is 12,000 years. So, page 821 presents, after 12,000 years, the whole company undertook journey to Ayodhya, to 14,000 years. So, from 12,000 years, the whole company here now, this is what the Ramayana is saying, the whole company undertook journey to Ayodhya, right? The whole company entered, the whole company entered into spiritual world as objects to continue journey to 14,000 years. So after 12,000 years, the journey now is on the spiritual journey. So this is not factual. The factual or literal history is that this portion here that we just that I just talked about, right? At 12,000 years, whole company with the 7 entities entered into spiritual world. Spiritual world begins from here. This is the spiritual world to reach down to 14,000 years. This is leaving earth. You leave in earth to enter into the heavens. These are where the heavens are, 12 heavens. Okay? Now, Ram and Sita into Hanuman's chest. There are lots of images portraying Ram and Sita into Hanuman's chest. Page 856, verse 3, verse presents 3 persons, Lakshman, Sita, and Ram into Hanuman's chest. It was Hanuman who must take all members from earth to heaven. It's Hanuman who is taking them. He's the author. Ram is an entity of Hindu exiles writing all events on manuscripts. Manuscripts are Sita. Hanuman was author of Ramayan. This is Ramayan here. So he's the author of that. He was collecting manuscripts, meaning Sita, from Hindu exiles. That is Ram, to construct Ramayan. What it means is Ram, Sita, and all gods were on journey. Hanuman had possessions of all gods and objects. So he's not only the Ram and Sita into his chest they're supposed to show all of them. Nevertheless, let's see how, let's go on. This is journey through spiritual world. The journey now is through spiritual world. Hanuman has taken whole company after 12,000 years. Okay. Now, to understand this resurrection and birth and death, that is a subject by itself. So, and then you have the spiritual world, you have the birth and death world, and you have the literal world. So 3 of them are going together here now, right? So what we're going to do now is make the explanation. In the first resurrection here, what it means is that you take objects representing all these characters. And from the time you take an object, whether it's the stick, and you say it represents all those characters, immediately that is a first resurrection. You create a resurrection. But now, when you move on now, the stick now that resurrected does not have any life. So that you incur now a first death. From the first immediately you incur a first death. That is objects without life. 378 forms are numbers representing the gods. This is spirit on journey and does not have life. All on journey are all objects. This is first death. So first you have to understand how the spiritual world works. I explained it a few times previous, but I don't think anybody understood it. So I'm going to explain it a little bit in detail here. Now the next step on that is entering first heaven. This is the heavens. And the first heaven, you have a first resurrection on the heaven. This is what we call on the Vedi, which is second resurrection. Now, all objects put on first Vedi become humans. This is second resurrection. All right? 378 forms that left here now are divided here. 155 forms and 223 forms. I only show the 155 forms there. Now, if you go to page 537, verse 1, you will see 3, 2, 50, and 100, meaning 155 leagues. They refer to as leagues. This is the 155 forms. All right? Now, that is on first heaven. This is what happened. Now, on first heaven, again, as humans, you cannot go to heaven. So they have to put you back to death. So this now is first heaven with second death here. All right? This is on second Vedi. This is second death of all on journey as humans. All of them that are on journey, you end up at a second death as humans. It was at this point, I want everybody to pay attention to this. It was at this point where Hanuman was sent to find healing plants at the mountain here, at second death. All right? Everybody know that where Hanuman went for the mountain, he bring the mountain or the Sanjivani plant or something like that. But we will see what the plant is. Now, first heaven, third resurrection. There where you get, you brought it here at Vedi number 3, which is the third resurrection. Now, third resurrection is to resurrect as God, right? Now, page 854, verse 2, Hanuman got 4 herbs, 4 manuscripts of 4 Vedas. This is where you will have to understand how this thing evolved, how the story evolved. Now, they put it at 2 plants, I think they all, but it is 4 plants and an arm. It is 4 herbs, they state there. Now, in the Bible, they make the statement that he had 2 tablets, when the verses have stated it was 4 tablets. All right? Now, this is the same 4 tablets, and this is the same 4 herbs. So, what you have there now is the 4 herbs making reference to the 4 Vedas here. The same in the Bible. The 4 herbs are the 4 Vedas. Right? Rig, Yajur, Sama, and Atara Veda. He also received 2 manuscripts of 2 Vedas. The two Vedas is Sita. Is the manuscript that they are writing in the forest. And then you have the Mahabharata manuscript that was written before. So you have 6 manuscripts here. Right? Now, the total 6 manuscripts of 6 Vedas. 6 manuscripts are on 3rd heaven. This is 3rd heaven here. Yeah. This is manuscripts only. So 3rd heaven is on manuscripts. Right? All manuscripts are to enter Ramayan book. This is how they're making, is that the books, the herbs, or the tablets, all of these things and the manuscripts are to construct a book. And the book they are constructing is the Ramayana. Right? Manuscripts are Sita, and she is pregnant. Now, the mountain that Hanuman moved, I don't find it in the Ramcharitamanas, but in other Ramayana. I got the verses here, 6:101:37, 6:101:38, 39. Making reference to 2 mountains. Verses present 2 mountain peaks. Hanuman brought the following: 4 herbs, 4 Vedas, and 2 mountains. Mountains refer to commandments. So he brought 2 commandments and he brought the 4 Vedas. Hanuman brought 2 mountains, 2 commandments, and 4 herbs, 4 Vedas to construct Ramayana. This is the purpose of the Ramayana and the Bible, as I stated in the last video. Now we go in birth of Ramayana, right? Page 834. Summon Hanuman, the monkey king, and bring the 2 brothers here, Love and Kush. Yes, where it is. Love and Kush, that's Sita, 2 sons, right? That's the manuscript, 2 sons born out of the manuscript Sita. Okay? Page 834, verse 8. At this very moment came Sita's 2 mighty sons. Yeah, Love and Kush. That's the book. Right. Page 835, verse 1. Thrice blessed are your father and mother who gave you birth. Hanuman constructed Ramayana into 2 parts. From Ram's literal history written on palm leaf manuscripts, written on Sita. Sita is the manuscript. Goddess Manasa sent a Garuda to Hanuman. This is Manasa. Hanuman took out feather from Garuda to write Ramayana. This is to burn Lanka. Manuscripts are history of Lanka. In other words, To burn, all you know is burn Lanka, is really burning, meaning writing the Ramayana of Lanka. He hopped on top of Garuda, but he must enter. It's here where he hopped on the Garuda, and he hopped on the Garuda to reach back to Ayodhya or heaven. But he must enter 4, 5, and 6 VD. He has to listen to all the gods there. Everybody he has to listen to, and all is present at all time. At all times. Now, 8th heaven, 4th resurrection. We're going to the 8th heaven here. This is 8th heaven, 4th resurrection. Right? Thy love and Kush the Ramayana. Page 842, verse 3. Arise, O king of Kosala. Both your humble sons are standing before you. That is what the verse is stating. Right? Birth of Love and Kush, Ramayan book. This is first resurrection of Ramayan book and is the 4th resurrection in total. Okay? That is, this is 4th resurrection by the first resurrection of the book itself. Right? Now, 3rd death, we're moving on to our 3rd death here. This is how the birth and death is constructed. 3rd death of Ramayan book. This now is 13,000 years. You had 12,000 years here, and now you have 1,000 years of death. Page 843 presents, O Mother Earth, listen, let me abide in your lap. What the verse is saying, to enter earth is death. This is 3rd death. Over here. 3rd death. Yeah. Alright. Page 843. And invoke the 1,000-headed serpent king, 1,000 years in 3rd death. So that is how you get the 1,000 years here in 3rd death. Journey is at 13,000 years. Page 821, verse presents 3,000 years. This is total 13,000 years. Right? Page 156, verse 1 presents 4 sides of an altar. Meaning 4 sides of the Ramayana book. This is how there's not no real people there in this spiritual world. Now let's get the 5th resurrection here now. Page 843. Earth opened up, throne appeared, 4th Vedi appeared. This is what it is stated in this Ramcharitamanas. Page 843 verse 5. Presents 1,000 years to complete journey. This is the 1,000 years here. Alright. This is first resurrection of book Ramayana. With all on journey to 14,000 years. Right? As humans. Total there now is 5 resurrections. Book all became humans on 4th Vedi. All of them came into the Ramayana book, and all of them came here to become humans again. This is 2nd heaven. Now we're going to the 4th death, Vedi number 5 here. This is our 4th death. As human, page 844, Rama's temporary stay in the world ended at 5th Vedi. That is 5th Vedi. All on journey died, 4th death. As humans. So it's all about birth and death, birth and death. This is what it is all about. Now we're going to 6th resurrection here. Lakshman and gods. Now page 821 and present 14,000 years. Page 847, Lakshmana let life force escape through his call. That is what it is stated. That is how it is stated in the Ramayana. Lakshmana let life force escape through his call. 18 forms. Now, this I presented that before about the 18 forms, how it is separated. In the Ramayana, it's presented as Lakshman. Lakshman separate. Lakshman here is separate from this body here of 378 forms. So his 18 forms is separated. That is what it meant. Lakshmana reached Vakunta forthwith. Yeah, take it and they refer to that as Vakunta. Right? Page 847, Rama and Lakshman separated. So Ram into the book and Lalchan. Lalchan separated from Ram. Lalchan returned to zero to start a new book as God. Right? Brahma went to Ayodhya, 12th heaven as God. He gone up to 12th heaven as God. Right? That was an analysis of subject on spiritual world. So people trying to make them thing look real, it is a science. Try to understand that. They refer to it as mythology or fiction. This is science, right? They are completely wrong. This is science. I heard a pundit who stated that spirits are lodged in lower abdomen. It was recent. He must read page 847 of Ramcharitamanas, verse 3. It was Lalchan with 18 forms who left body's second heaven to return to earth. This is earth here. That is what it means. To start a new Vedas. So people making a statement about this form in your body, and I don't know if they are doctors or what. They should go and teach them, doctors and them, whether spirit is lodged in the body. The same thing in the Christian faith they do. Part 4, forest, wilderness. Now we're going back now, because I did not mention anything about the forest, Ravana. And we will see what Ravana really means. This part is to present literal history of Ramayan. This is a literal history. Forest is all lands outside of India. To enter forest, you have to be qualified to teach cannibals and incestophiles. Just remember that, right? You must have knowledge and qualified in 3 subjects. Symbol is the bow. The bow and arrow, the symbol is the bow. To qualify is to lift or bend bow. This power of knowledge is transferred to you by Goddess Saraswati Brahma. That is, she transferred that knowledge. To bend or lift bow are to be qualified with title Ram. Ram is an entity of all Hindu exiles qualified in 3 subjects. Brahma and Ram names must be drawn on foreheads. Bible presents 144,000 Hindus identified with title Ram on first batch. Now Ravana. I want everybody to pay attention to Ravana. That everybody, every scholar and teachers or Hindu teachers or pundits have misled everybody about this character called Ravana. So I will just give a little brief here. Ravana means 12 billions, right? You go to page 829, verse 5 and 6, and you get in 12 billions, right? That is what Ravana is. Ravana is 12 billions. Ramayana. Hanuman must search out all manuscripts. Sita from Ravana, 10 countries, out of many countries, Lanka. Now, as we go along, I will let you know what it is all about. Ravana is 10 countries or 10 cities where 12 buildings are constructed. So, you have Ravana with 10 heads, meaning 10 cities. Okay? Now, Hanuman must burn down Lanka and return to Ayodhya with Sita. Burn down is to write down. To burn down Lanka, he must get permission from fire god Agni. Everything you do, you must get permission from the gods. And this is god of time. And Varuna, Brahma, is god of sea. Right? After Hanuman collected all manuscripts to construct Ramayan Vedas, Saraswati Brahma ordered Hanuman to write it over or reconstruct manuscripts from Hindu exiles, Ram, to create Ramayan book. That is how the book was created. Agni, god of fire from sun, grants Hanuman fire from sun, meaning time to reconstruct manuscripts into Ramayan. You give him 13 years. This is 13 years to reconstruct Ramayan. This permission was given from Agni. All right? Varuna, god of sea, grants Hanuman permission to travel across the seas. This is the god of the sea is Varuna. He gave Hanuman permission to travel through the seas. Then you have, but Hanuman has nothing to write Ramayana and cannot swim across the sea. Manasa, god of creatures. This is Manasa, god of creatures. Sent a Garuda, a large bird, to Hanuman. He used a feather from tail of bird to write Ramayan within time of 13 years here. And then hopped on Garuda to fly to Ayodhya. This is how they have it here. Or I should show it here. This is the bird here. You see? Sent the Garuda. Ramayan, what we should say, everybody is in the Ramayan. And the Ramayan itself is riding on the bird to get to Ayodhya. Ramayan is comprised of members on journey to 14,000 years. But he must enter Vedi 4, 5, and 6. That is what I just explained a while ago. But he must pass through here. This now is to please the God of three subjects, birth and death. Must pass through that. All these things, to understand it, you must have knowledge on that subject. Now I'll give page 536, Hanuman accepted task to find Sita manuscript. Hanuman appointed to write Ram's journey. They sent Surusa, god of serpents, that is Manasa, god of otters, that is Manasa there. Page 536 again, son of wind, Hanuman accepted task to write all news from Sita manuscript written by Ram. Page 596, Ravana states that Hanuman is no fighter. He is author, collecting news to write Ramayan. So understand that the Ramayan is stating that. Now we're going to I present a timeline here for Hanuman. And it, the Ramayan is full of time, hundreds of times presented. I don't know how the pundits and them don't see the time. Anyway, between 12,000 and 13,000 years, Hanuman spent 13 years to construct Sita. That's the 13 years here. All right? And on Ram's journey, Ram constructed Ravana and many other buildings. Ravana is buildings, and the duty of Ram is to construct buildings. This literal history wrote into Ramayan. From 13,000 to 14,000 years, Hanuman took Ramayan with Ram's history written in manuscripts to 12th heaven. A little brief about Ram, bow and arrow. If people does not know, I don't know, I haven't heard anybody made the statement, is written in the Ramayan here. Ram struck Ravana with 3 arrows. Ravana is 12 buildings constructed by Ram. 3 arrows are 3 pyramids. Arrows are buildings. Earth covered with arrows mean earth covered with buildings. So when they're talking arrows, they must know what they're speaking about. Now, a little brief here on Ravana. You go to page 123. Demons, 10 heads, 20 arms. 12 demons is named Ravana. The 10 heads are 10 cities. And the 20 arms are 20 oceans. All this is mentioned in the Ramayana. And the 12 that is not stated clearly is 12 demons. And the 12 demons are 12 billions. Okay? Page 531 state Trikuta, Lanka, Ravana equals to 3 pyramids. So buildings, Ravana name is buildings. Now we're going to a very heated, or I'll say a controversial subject here, where Brahman is mentioned as cannibals. Now page 121, page 121 also states 10 types of food served. It also says animal flesh and Brahman flesh. Page 1, same thing, Brahma ordered all Brahmans to stop eating Brahmans. Brahmans were cannibals, right? Okay, we're going to part 5 now. Ravana's journey from Lava Kusha Kanda. This part is based on Ravana's journey of 14,000 years. But you must understand that Ravana is identified as 12 stone structures or entity stone. Now, how can stone relate events to 14,000 years? It is the author Hanuman who has documented events from start to finish, from structures about buildings. Okay? Verse states that Rama was slayer of 10-headed demon, Ravana, meaning that Ram constructed 12 stone structures in 10 cities. Hanuman is asking Ravana to reveal history of Ram. Ravana describes Hanuman as of the serpent race, 4 snakes. Hanuman is of the serpent race, is the 4 snakes from Manasseh, god of creatures. Ravana will reveal acts of Ram. Now I'll give a brief history here of Ram that I find that it's very clear in the Ramayan, but we never heard about it. Right? Now he started his journey at Magha, name of February 13,500 BC. Ram was appointed. Hindus had calendar then. Now what it is saying, Hindus read, this is all on page 790. Vedas and Puranas. Others had no knowledge. You have to understand all these events is taking place outside of India. Right? Now, at 100 years, like 13,400 BC, Ram performed a sacrifice. He began to teach cannibals and incestophiles. That is what it means. Ram playing polo. That is a Hindu game. This, I suspect, is cricket. All right? Ram wrote events on palm leaf. Then we have here, Sita was with Ravana, meaning manuscripts were in 10 cities. All right? Now, on page 804, verse 7, it was embarrassing to look at naked cannibals. Hindus decked them with garments and jewels. So you have to understand the function of Ram and what he was doing outside. All right? At 5,500 BC, Ram was presented with a smile. Now in page 805, verse 8, that mendicants, meaning cannibals, were overjoyed to see Ram. Cannibals were beggars. They could not do anything. These are the same Christians and Muslims, you know, at that time. Right? Page 805, Ram ordered blacksmith manuscripts from the buildings. Right? Ram gave gifts of countless kings. Ram built homes of countless kinds. That is what it meant. Ram gave houses to the world. Beggars equals Kuberas, Brahmans, and mendicants. Page 811 states, Brahmans were cannibals. To each cannibal, Ram built houses. All right? Ram cured cannibals of sickness and pain. Ram looked after people's welfare. This is how Ram became very popular. Ram gave instructions of noblest kind. Ram teaching people. Ram became famous throughout the world. Ram knew secrets of everything. This is what is mentioned here in the Ramayana. Now we go into a horse sacrifice. A horse sacrifice here, same page 812 there. Cannibals wish to see a horse sacrifice. What is horse sacrifice? Horse trees, gateways, houses, splendid pavilions, decorated houses and sounded drums, playing music. Right? Ravana, 10 cities with 12 stones, 12 structures were invited. People working on everybody was invited. Letters sent for horse sacrifice celebrations. Right? Verses present war on battlefield. All wars in these scriptures are to construct buildings or construct the scripture. There was no real war. Right? At 11,000 years, or we should say 2,500 BC, teaching cannibals were making progress. This is what they're saying. Right? At 11,000 years, Ravana revealed 11,000 years of history to Hanuman Ram. Demons are cities with stone structures. This is what your verses are saying in the Ramayana. Right? Part 6, cannibal, Brahmans, cannibals. Right? we're going to I will read the verse from page 121. Right. After cooking the flesh of a great variety of animals, the wretch mingled with it the cooked flesh of Brahmans. All the invited Brahmans were then summoned to the feast. Their feet were duly washed, and they were courteously shown to their places. So what a three-peak mountain named Trikuta, right? Page 124, verse 8, known as Lanka. The three pyramids were known as Lanka, right? And page 125, 10 heads are 10 cities. Page 125 again, Mount Kailasa temple is Ravana. So you have a lot of supporting verses confirming that Lanka are buildings, right? That is Ravana. The Ravana all you're talking about, that is the Ravana. Now Ravana names 12 buildings. Page 123, verse 5 to verse 3 presents 12 buildings. They have the names here, all the names. And in trying to ascertain which building to identify what building are they referring to, well, Trikuta meaning the three pyramids. Now page 127, verse 3 states caves of Mount Sumeru. Now I point that to mean the ruins of Petra, because that is a cave constructed. Nobody knows who did that. They're talking about the Nabateans constructed that. They had no knowledge on stonework. The only people with knowledge of stonework were Hindus. Now, there's a point here I want to make here with Abraham, right? I'll read the verse with Abraham. John 8:39. This is from Bible. They answered and said to him, our father is Abraham. Jesus said to him, if you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. Verse states, our father is Abraham. Jews, Christians, Muslims, all three are claiming that Abraham is their father and they are children of Abraham. Now I'm asking the question, who appointed Abraham as your father? They claim God, Yahweh, Elohim, Allah appointed Abraham as their father. I will analyze. Now Genesis 12:1-5 presents 5 gods. 1. It was goddess Manasseh who appointed Abraham. Who appointed Abraham to construct Bible for Hindus. Right? It was goddess Saraswati who gave 3 subjects. This is the gods appointed Abraham here, who gave 3 subjects named Abraham, Isaac, Jacob to Abraham for Hindus. Right? 3. For it was Agni who gave time to Abraham. Agni gave time to Abraham to cross the seas and return to complete Bible for Hindus. It was Varuna, the god of seas, who gave to Abraham 18 forms to cross the seas and return to 0. So it was 5 Hindu gods who appointed Abraham to deliver laws and knowledge to Hindus. Abraham is father of Hindus. Who gave you authority to claim Abraham? Entity Abraham was born on 13,500 BC. I have it here. On 13,500 BC. Where was Allah, Elohim and Yahweh then? Or you have any records of that? You couldn't speak a language then, right? Ravana. This topic is to measure intelligence of ancient Hindus with all scholars of today. Ramayan. In Ramayan, Ravana is described with 10 heads and 20 hands. It is stated that 10 heads are 10 cities and 20 hands are 20 oceans. All buildings and houses are described as demons. Killing demons are constructing buildings. 12 demons are not stated, but throughout Ramayan, 12 forms of 12 demons are stated. Therefore, Ravana is 10 cities, 20 oceans, and 12 demons. This is how you describe Ravana. In Bible, if you go to Bible and you go to Revelation 19, what they have there is a rider on the white horse. A rider on white horse is making reference to Ravana. This is the same here. That's the rider on white horse in the Bible. And if you check in the first 5 lines of the paragraph, you will get 42 forms. 42 forms is describing Ravana. Right? Complete Bible is a Hindu book and it's Hindu business. Write your own book. And they're very great there. They could write their own book. I don't know why they have to take away the scriptures. Now I present Ravana names of 12 buildings. Now page 123 to 126 present the names very clear. 12 buildings named Ravana, right? 14,000 demons. In Aranya Kanda, Ram faces an army of 14,000 demons. In 1.5 hours, he slayed 14,000 demons. What does this mean? Right? In another instance, he killed 194,444 demons. Ram killed all with his sharp arrows. In 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours calculation is 900 years. In 900 years and with millions of Hindu exiles, with millions of sharp arrows, meaning that millions of houses can be constructed. Houses are demons. To kill a demon is to construct a house. To shoot an arrow is to construct a building. Hindus built houses for people wherever they went, meaning that cannibals had no knowledge of constructing houses. Food source. What this research shows is that only Hindus built houses and stone buildings. There is no evidence to prove that others built houses in BCE era. You must understand that all people were cannibals outside of India. Hindus taught people to domesticate animals as a food source. This transition of food on 2 feet, that means in humans, to food on 4 feet, animals, are basis of their cultures and knowledge. Europeans learned to domesticate cattle in permanent settlements. Arabs learned to domesticate sheep and goats by walking with their food source on 4 feet. This is Bedouin culture. Page 489, verse 3, refer to state, oh, 10-headed disguised as a man. Ravana disguised as a man. Ravana is 12 structures disguised as a man. That is what they say. Page 485 again, Ram killed 14,000 demons, same as David and Goliath in Bible. Ram constructed 14,000 homes. That is what it means. There's a point I want to make here. It's written in Daniel 2:44 of the Bible. I will read it out. In the days of those kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom which will never be destroyed. And this kingdom will not pass into the hands of another race. It will shatter and absorb all previous kingdoms and itself last forever. Hindu kingdoms can never be transferred to another race or another people. What are Hindu kingdoms? The same kingdoms that they built, all these stone structures, Hindus constructed that, right? Now I want to make a point here with the teachers of the Hindu law or the Vedic law. They continue to make statements as when you're born you will reincarnate as something or come back as human. I want them to know that it's a very easy way to find out whether this works. The person who is teaching this must present himself or volunteer himself to sacrifice himself to see if he can come back alive. Instead of passing on this stupid literature to children, so when they go outside to talk about reincarnation, everybody laughs at them. So the person who making this statement, whoever it is, must volunteer themselves to show that the reincarnation works, or the born again, or whatever, whether it's Bible or Bhagavad Gita or Ramayana. Another point, when you're making statements like for instance, we're here, we have Brahma with 5 heads. And you have Ravana with 10 heads and 20 hands and 12 demons. You must be able to explain what it means. You just saying he has 5 heads and 6 hands and 10 hands and all this sort of thing, but you cannot. So what you're supposed to do in teaching, because you are teaching my generation of people, what you are supposed to do is to go into the classroom and teach the teachers these things and let them give you the laugh instead of embarrassing the children in the classroom. You understand? Now Brahma in this instance here is very simple. He has 5 heads. It is the 5 entities of 5 gods. This is in their Bible too. So these statements made by pundits is only embarrassing our people when you cannot explain what it means. And given this thing that I explained, this birth and death here, the resurrection, you can get 1,000, you could get 1,000,000. Birth and death, birth and death. This is what it means. And what it means is the number system is to find, uncover the numeral system. So I don't want people going about, I don't understand where they get. This Ramayana have the full history of Ram. That is the man to worship. He playing cricket, he making cook, and playing music. This is a real person. It is not no fictitious person, you know. And when they ask you a question, when was he born, you can't say. It's an entity. Ram is an entity. I explained that here in the beginning. This is an entity formed from Brahma. Or you could call it a subsidiary. You understand? Let them know. And they have the dates. They have the dates in 13,500. I don't know. What I explain again that Ram and Bharat left at 13,500 years to go to the forest. What it meant that 8,000 years after they meet. Is it the same member? It is not the same member. So you have to be able to explain these things for the generation. You can't make sense of talking about born again, and I talked to a pundit there. He say, I'm in 65 or 64 reincarnation this one have. I can't understand what when you teaching the children like that, how you expect them to go outside and explain your scripture. Everybody will laugh at them. They would not be. You shut them up for the rest of their life. I would like, this is a point I want to make with these pundits, and they're making this kind of frivolous or nonsensical statements. I don't know, and when will they stop that? You have your whole history here in your Ramayana. I don't know who reading this thing from here to India. I don't know who reading it. And you have the whole history of Ram. And I presented it here, and it is you to refute it. Say that what you are saying is right, and that what I'm saying is wrong. I have no problem with that. But you have the whole history, and I never heard any pundit make relate the history of Ram yet. You understand? You have to understand these scriptures were built by Ram, which is Hindu exiles that went out to teach these the same Christians and Muslims, you know. Today, you know, they did not know anything, you know. You understand? So I don't know why is it they're silent on their own scripture, and your scripture is a history book. I stated so in the last video that all of these things is a science, and you have the history. Read the history. You only read in the what we would call this spiritual world and birth and death world, and you have no knowledge on it. I think I've made my point here, and I expect to hear from everybody on this. Thank you.